It's week 5 already in high school football, and it's a Monday, which means I've got your rankings today with Class A. Ton of good matchups coming up this week in Class A, and a lot of movement in this week's poll as we get started with number 16 through 11 right here. At number 16, new to the rankings is Starmont. They kind of had one of the better wins of the week by any team. They beat ranked East Buchanan team 46-0 on Thursday night. That one kind of fell under the radar just because it was on a Thursday. But nevertheless, a good win for Starmont as they move into our top 16. At number 15, Kingsley Pearson, they move up one spot after beating St. Albert 47-29. Also moving up one spot is Logan Magnolia. They beat West Monona 40-0. New team to our rankings this week at the number 13 spot, Earlham. They beat Southwest Valley 60-21. Southwest Valley was a top 10 team last week. They had the one loss to South Central Calhoun, but they fall again to Earlham by 39 points as Earlham now moves into our top 16. At number 12, South Central Calhoun. They lost to ACGC, and as you can see, ACGC slots in right above them again. They are also a new team in our top 16. They beat South Central Calhoun 35-21, a really good win at South Central Calhoun. So 3 new teams in our top 16 right there. As you can see, ACGC, Earlham, and Starmont all slotting in this week. But without further ado, we will get to our 10 through 6, as you can see right here. At number 10, Nashville Plainfield. They move up 2 spots into our top 10. It might be the quietest undefeated team in Class A. It might be these Huskies, and their star running back, Titus Evans, shined in the win over AGWSR, running for 260 yards on just 18 carries and scoring 3 times. They'll get a shot to make some noise this week against a top 5 foe in St. Ansgar. At number 9, Columbus, a nice 30-plus point victory over undefeated Pekin. That was just a silver lining for this squad on Friday night as Caden Amigon set the career rushing record for the Wildcats. Congrats to him. I know he was sharing that on social media. Big accomplishment for him. He's one of the better running backs in the state of Iowa, specifically in Class A. He and teammate Riley Kalberg both ran for 100-plus in the victory. As they re-enter our top 10, they will get 0-4 Highland next. At number 8, Maquoketa Valley, they bounce back after a loss to East Buck. No stats inbound as of this morning, so I can't really give details, but you can kind of assume that Lance McShane, their star running back, had a good day in the 59-point win over Postville. They get 1-3 Clayton Ridge next. Again, Maquoketa Valley, they move up 2 spots. At number 7, Lisbon. Probably a team that was undervalued in the preseason, and they're doing nothing but proving everybody wrong. 4 weeks into the year, they keep slotting up in our rankings. This week, they find themselves at number 7. Dakota Clark is a proven leader under center, and Baylor Spidell might be the best running back that no one is talking about. He ran for 133 and averaged 16 yards a pop in their win over Highland, and they get a 3-1 Pekin squad next. That should be a good one. At number 6, West Hancock. Besides the loss to St. Ansgar, this squad has been dominant. 42-7 win over a really solid North Union team last week was their latest stomping. 9 different Eagles carried the ball, and they averaged 6 yards per carry in the win. They get 1-3 West Fork next. Now we will get into our top 5 as I pull that up. As you can see, a new number 1. But before we get to that, we got to break down the other 4. At number 5, Linville Sully. Not really fair that the Hawks get put at the number 1 spot immediately and have to play without their star running back, but that's just football, and they'll look to bounce back this week after losing their homecoming game to Madrid. But the bottom line is this. No one is going to want to play this squad when Quarter Harder gets back and healthy before the postseason. They just have to make sure they get there and get a decent seeding. So Linville Sully, they drop 4 spots. They still stay in our top 5. A really, really good team. Just couldn't get it done this week. Talking about a really good team, Woodbury Central. This offense can score with anyone in this class. Clunder, Butler, and McGill all did their jobs in a convincing win over Galen Catholic last week. Their next 3 opponents are a combined 3-9. So we don't really see this team slipping up the rest of the way as they get St. Albert next week. At number 3, moving down 2 spots is St. Ansgar, or moving down 1 spot. Sorry, that's sure. St. Ansgar, they moved up a spot. Sorry, that's a typo for me. St. Ansgar, the Saints are really proving themselves as a contender in Class A week by week. 78% through the air and 2 touchdowns for Jace Schweisau in a rout over Belmont Clemmy. Earns the squad a raise in this week's poll. Next up, I'd say the best matchup in Class A this week is St. Ansgar against Nashua Plainfield. Two really good teams looking to prove themselves in Class A. So again, St. Ansgar, they move up one spot. That was a typo on my side, so apologize for that. But St. Ansgar holds down the number 3 spot as we transition to number 2, North Lynn. The Lynx train is full steam ahead, and for my eyes, the only test I see left on their schedule is Makokota Valley in a few weeks. Quarterback Jake Van Etten was 10 for 15 for 200 yards and 4 touchdowns in their route over North Cedar. This defense looks to be the statistical leader in Class A, shutting out his opponents in 3 of their last 4 games, and the one time they didn't, they only allowed 7 points. So this Northland defense has been bonkers, and they forced 6 turnovers against North Cedar last week, as this week they get 2-2 East Buchanan. And at number 1, a new number 1. I believe it is the 3rd week in a row we've had a new number 1 in Class A. This time it's the Madrid Tigers looking to hold down that spot. And yes, they are our new number 1 team after taking down then number 1 Linville Sully on their homecoming debut by 3 scores. It's impossible not to put this team at the number 1 spot. They've done nothing but climb. We had them really high preseason, and they've done everything to prove that they are a top 5, top 2, top team in Class A. It doesn't matter where you put them. This team just keeps winning. They've won 2 games by 1 possession or one single point. And this week they go to the number 1 team and they win by 3 scores. Preston Wicker had 4 touchdowns, and the Madrid defense forced 4 turnovers in their win. And they get a good one this week. They got number 13 Earlham. Earlham just new to our top 16. A 3-1 team, really still looking to prove themselves in Class A. And Earlham's going to get a shot to do that against the new number 1 team in Class A. So that rounds up our top 16 in Class A. Be sure to leave a comment whether you agree, disagree. What do you think about these rankings? What's a matchup you're excited about this week? There's a few that I mentioned, but plenty more. But nevertheless, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys next week.